want to hear something, right? What? No, you're not. Check this out.
You already know. Say what's up to the fellas. Your hosts, Slim Cat, Deacon WEEZO, and Mr. Hollywood.
You know what it is.
This is the Hollywood.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's the Hollywood Red Show.
Your host, Slim Cat,
Yes, sir.
Deacon
Yes,
WEEZO, and Mr.
sir.
Hollywood.
It's your boy Willie Bama.
Is that the official name though?
Yeah, that's the official name. No more Freeway Willie. I ain't trying to get sued.
I thought we was gonna change it to Will I Am.
No.
We can't use that.
Nah.
Yes, sir. We back at it again. We got our partners.
Man, how y'all
out there.
doing, man?
And we got our partners faceless. Oh, faceless. I guess you've been using that for a little while. Shout out to our guest, Mr. Rod Harper, aka Hwrs.
Funny.
We'll use that one, brother. What's going on with you?
I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just getting back from work not too long ago, man.
Man, what time is it over there? It's like 9:30.
Yeah, man. I finished up just before dark, grabbed some food, and yeah, man. So a long day, rough job. But hey, I got it done. I got the people cooling, man. They cool. Kareem, what's the word?
Yeah, you gotta take your mic off mute, brother. All we hear is your mouth faceless. Is you
Man.
faceless and voiceless too?
Man, I'm
Oh, my
everything.
God.
You heard me?
Where you living at now?
I'm still in the city, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Man, you know, Manatee County for life. You know how it goes.
Hey, man, nah, I can't say that. Because I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to go to Barcelona somewhere.
Oh, to visit, not to live.
I'm going to live. I'm going somewhere.
Oh man, I might go to Oklahoma one day.
Yeah.
Let's see, you know, man.
Good to see you. Real talk, man.
Just
You were 05, right?
Yes, sir.
young class 05, me, Marquell, Aaron, all them boys.
Uh-huh.
The good old Southeast. We the last good generation at Southeast.
The last what?
Yes.
The last good class Southeast had. 03 was
Hello,
tough.
man.
Shout out to
03
them
was tough.
Seminoles.
03 was tough. 03 was tough.
KT, since you went Hwrs, y'all got a good connection over there. You want to go ahead and roll out the red carpet for our guest this week? You know, you probably could speak it better than me. I'm just gonna go there. This is Super Bowl champ that's in the house.
Man, like I said, man, I done me and Rod, man. I know from mixing, man, the mixing days, man. Southeast mixing, man. You know what I'm saying? He's one of a kind, good dude. Always been stand up, and you know what I'm saying? He stand by what he believes. You ain't gonna budge him.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why we got him on. That's why we got him on here tonight, because it's gonna be a topic to remember. Shout out to all the guests that's tapping in with us. You can catch us on YouTube, the Strategize Network, the Hollywood Red Show. Either on Facebook, on YouTube, and yeah, man, we about to get into this. Do you support ICE? Is kind of the baseline of what we're gonna talk about, but it has some legs to it, so we're gonna walk it out, talk it out, you know, like men do. Before we get into that, we're gonna get into the keep trending and then get into our hot seat for the week. Hwrs, you might have to put some holy water on the headphones, because Deacon WEEZO, he gonna take it down through there, brother.
Man.
That's crazy, man.
But
It's,
without further ado, let's get into this. Let's get into the keep trending with none other than KT.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, man. It's been a lot of things going on around the world, and we can keep it trending real quick. What's been going on lately? First of all, we want to say rest in peace to the late Jesse Jackson. He was one of the good civil rights guys. Some people love him, some people hate him, but it depends on if you get too deep into it. And I love to say rest in peace to him, man. He lived a long life. We also got to talk about Florida, man. Florida been passing some major laws these last few weeks. The first thing they decided to pass was removing the stickers from the license plate. So, and they passed that. I don't know why and what's the benefit of it. That's something they passed.
I guess that means you can drive around with no insurance no more. That's what you've been doing, right?
No, not me. Them days long gone. Well, them days long gone. They taking your car. And so Florida passed that. Also, there's gonna be a requirement to speak fluent English to get these licenses now too. So
you gotta read
that's
and
gonna be
write
major.
English.
Yes, sir. And then Florida also passed the Teddy Bridgewater Act, and that's good for the high school coaches, so they can help some of their players. Some of the kids. And a quick backstory: Teddy Bridgewater basically lost his job because he was helping the guys out with cleats, giving them rides homes and things and stuff like that. So, coach should get in trouble for trying to help the kids, especially when come from certain backgrounds. So that's a very big bill. So Florida. I'm not a fan of DeSantis, but he tried to get things rolling for the most part.
Yeah.
He tried to pass. He passed the property. And I think he passed the property tax too, if I'm not mistaken, to some sort.
Yeah, they'll get rid of property tax.
Yeah.
He's running some big legislation this year. I think it's because he's trying to get reelected. I mean, it looked like he's doing a good job. Hot Rod, you gonna vote for DeSantis when he runs for reelection, brother?
100%. Hey, wouldn't vote for nobody else.
Hey. He had some things out there that I didn't totally agree with, but I don't totally agree with Donald Trump. But I will say that he is my president, and if him and Kamala was going back up again, I would still vote for my president.
Yes, sir. Kareem would too, baby.
Yeah. Kareem is a degenerate. He does not vote. He just goes with whatever happens. So unfortunately, see, as soon as I said that, now all of a sudden, then his Wi-Fi left.
Oh,
guess he figured he was about to be in the hot seat. But yeah, man, look at the legislation that's happening, man. Is this something that lands on your radar with DeSantis changing the mandates for the licensure? Now you have to read and you have to write English in order to be able to pass your licensure exam. What do you think about that, Mr. Rod?
You know what, man? Here's the thing. I absolutely love it, and this is why I love it. I believe if a person comes to this country legally, one of the first things they're going to try to do is learn the language, and you're going to get acclimated to our culture, what we believe, how we do things that are most important to us. If you come to this country legally, you have to learn so many things. You have to learn about the Declaration of Independence. I've been around people who have gone through the whole process. You have to learn and study this stuff from U.S. history. So they're just up in that, okay, making it that standard to know that, listen, you have to come and be basically acclimated and ingratiated into our culture if you want to be one of us. And I think that's perfectly fine. We love all people. We don't mind anybody coming from, no matter where they come from, but come and respect our culture. Don't just move over here illegally and stay here for 30 years and never learn the language. And then demand we have your language on the board somewhere. Like, no, you come and respect our culture. When I travel to different countries, I go to live in Spain, I'm going to learn Spanish. You understand what I'm saying? That's respect and love for their culture. That's just the way it goes. You got to.
It's big facts, bro. Big Will I am. What you feel about that, brother?
Yeah, I completely agree with it also. You know, like you shouldn't be coming over here and expect to get the same treatment as you do back home when you don't even speak English. You know, like that's the language here. You got to know it. You know, if I like he said, if I was over in Mexico, I'm gonna be speaking Spanish. If I was somewhere like Germany, I'm gonna be speaking German. You know, I'm gonna figure out the way to communicate with everybody. It's not on them to be able to communicate with me. It's on me to be able to communicate with them because I'm in their country.
That's big facts, brother. Big facts. I was hoping KT was gonna be back so we can get to the most juiciest part. I think of the trending of what keeps trending is, and it may not land on your radar, Rod, because this is some stuff that's happening in the secular world that 50 Cent and T.I. I'm pretty sure they're landing on probably your Facebook somewhere. I don't know, but for the reason that I think is kind of important is because it then reached down to the lowest of the lowest of the levels. I need to pray for them fellas. You got D1 trying to make a hip hop mixtape that's gonna be able to bring some resurgence and pray for these guys at the same time while trying to counsel them. So I hope it works out for them. But as of right now, it ain't looking good because people's mamas getting brought into it, and when you bring mama into the situation, it ain't safe. Rock is something, you know. Was you in school and did you get offended by people talking about your mama?
You know what?
I did.
Yeah, I think everybody would get offended, but I don't think nobody ever talked about my mama, honestly, you know. But yeah, it's diabolical. It's diabolical and it's terrible. You talking about 50 dead mama. Now watch this. 50 ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. And I'm not. But we understand that's an interesting woman to look at. She's an interesting woman to look at. All right,
that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Nah, but here's the thing. You know what? I think when you're a teenager, you wonder why did 50 Cent get shot? But growth is realizing exactly why that Negro got shot. He don't leave nobody alone. That man is 100% pro. I see exactly why 50 got shot. I'm surprised they stopped at 9. I'm surprised they stopped with 9. He is diabolical, bro. He don't know when to stop. He's a pure ignorant Negro. That's who 50 Cent is. So I don't know, man. It's bad. I didn't hear all of what was said and all the beef, and I heard it's some rap, some mixtapes going with it now. A lot of back. It's getting ugly, man. But I don't know, man.
You said you got a good way to put them words. You said interesting looking. Hey brother, yeah. I'm gonna repeat that one. But yeah. King Troll is probably 50 Cent's new nickname because that guy there ain't nobody can beat him. When they say that, the only thing I heard undefeated these days is the internet. And the second place goes to 50. This guy, he uses that internet to be undefeated.
Yes, he does. 100%. Yeah,
but
he's.
But you know, when it gets beyond music, I think we all know these days the extent of how real and how reality rap going, because there's a lot of this reality rap. I only say that because we know them reality shows ain't real. It's just showing you what you want to see. And I think that now we in a stage now that we weaponize hip hop in ways for it to show us what we want to see, hear what we want to hear. And because we know a lot of these guys, they say they selling this, doing that. Then there's about 3 more other rappers coming out saying that they ain't doing this and doing that. And you got the next dude fact checking the other guy, and we ain't never heard of none of them. And we don't know about none of what they doing. So you know, they realize the level of influence that they got for the content, for the culture, if that's what you want to call it. But it as Hot Rod said, if it is anything else, it's interesting. What'd you say, Will?
I got some stuff to go on this topic right here. So, like, I actually listened to the diss tracks that T.I. put out, and man, there's a reason why 50 Cent is only making memes right now on this whole little beef going on, because those tracks demolish it. Like he's talking about how he took an L from Rick Ross and Fat Joe. He talking about how Murder Inc. got on him, like all kinds of stuff. Like the second diss track is the one I'm talking about, and he ate that man alive. 50 Cent's talking about how he's not even going to respond with a music track. He's just going to keep making his memes, and it's just crazy, bro. Like I definitely thought 50 was going to come back with another track, but instead he's just throwing temper tantrums about it. And then he got to talking about how T.I. with his little gun charges and stuff, how all that stuff happened with that, started calling T.I. the police. T.I. went and posted statements where 50 has put people in the feds, bro. Like it gets way deeper than just talking about somebody's mama. But I agree, you talk about somebody's mama, you're gonna get your noodle cracked.
Big facts. Big facts. And I mean, outside of the entertainment value, I did see D1 post something and basically saying, that it's all interesting until it gets too far. And I think he's not the first person to say that, because we've seen these situations take place. And in all seriousness, no, I don't want to see nobody get hurt, get killed about some foolishness. If you die, it need to be, the Bible say that if you die for your friends, that's about the most noble thing you could do in this world. So if you're dying for something, die for something serious. These guys, they get they entourage and they get killed in the club for something that was not honorable. So even when these guys die, T.I., I mean, heck, Boosie, all these guys, they done had somebody that done got killed in their camp, but it just wasn't them. And that's the unfortunate part. The guys that's really got the smoke, they ain't the one that's really dealing with it. And so, like I say, I don't wish no death on nobody, but I do wish that if you're gonna speak like a man, stand in that space. Don't gaslight something and then walk away and let the next person try to put out the fire that you should have been doing. And shout out to Deek. Deek just got on stage. What's going on, brother? We got to get into that hot seat here in just a minute. You got anything you want to say? And salute Big Hot Rod that's in that 941 representative like you in the house. Shout out.
Hey, man, what's going on, Big Rod and everybody, man? Salute to Hollywood Red, man. I love my hat. And brother, we finna go on and cook tonight. You hear me? Oh yes, sir, brother. Let's have us a good show tonight. Yes. And I know I'm in the dog right now, brother.
What you cooking over there? I hope you ain't cooking no dog.
I recooked the Whit Dixie chicken, brother. Yes, sir. No, I ate dog. The dog was ate Wednesday. But I love to eat cat, Oh yes, sir. I'm a cat eater. I eat that every night. Well, never mind. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. I keep, yes. I don't.
I need to say the disclaimer before we get any further.
Yeah.
TSN and the Strategize Network and the Hollywood Red Show does our best to create community standards and integrity amongst all of our content, all of our hosts. But if there is any chance that someone may get offended, want to be offended, and stay offended, pray for us, and we're going to pray for you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Hallelujah. Glory. Yes.
And that is the Deacon WEEZO disclaimer. That is exactly who that is meant for. Brother, what did you see funny this week? Before we get into it, what did you see funny this week? That's the question I found out going to this marriage conference this week, and I'm really supposed to just ask my wife. But I think it's a good question just to ask people. It's interesting. What did you see funny this week, brother?
Man, besides a Democrat, a liberal, they funny all the time. Just looking at them, but brother, yes, sir, brother. Oh man, I seen a dude, man, Mayor Brandon Johnson with a Bobby Brown Gumby, brother. That was the funny. I say, boy, that is not a foundation black. Oh, that haircut that he got, brother. That's why I say his policies don't go with Chicago. you know, brother, and they lost the battle. But that was the funniest thing that, you know, brother, the old deacon scene with my boring life, you know, man. So with that being said, brother, man, boy, look at him. I'm trying to get out the door more, man. I'm driving the church bus round. You know, we got some air conditioning in that bus now. Brother. Yes, sir. And I got a detail, brother. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Slim Cooley. Yes, sir. Salute to Slim Cooley, a good rapper, but now he detail cars, brother. So, yes, sir, brother. He rubbed the back end real good. No diddy, but yes. Yeah, bro. Yes, sir, brother. You know, oh, man. And T.I.'s son was funny. You know, he looked funny, but boy, I loved him, Hollywood. That was a funny looking dude, but boy, he gave the deacon goosebumps. Oh, brother, I love the way. Yes, sir.
He was jumping on my light-skinned people. That's where the buck stops here, brother. I can laugh until y'all start talking about us light-skinned people too many times, and Will I Am got my back too, because he kind of in that same area. You kind of light-skinned too, ain't you, Dick? I mean, you got the reddish tones in yours. See, I guess you don't know it. See, you ain't beige like me, so you know. I
brother. You know, I'm peanut butter brown on Friday, brother, but then I'm pecan tan, you know, on Wednesday. So, but payday brown, oh, brother. Yes, sir, man. You know, but I look like my daddy, brother, my old ugly daddy. God bless the dead. Yeah, man, you know, on that wing. Yeah, brother, God boy. I mean, he used to look like Tupac to the dope. You know, well, never mind. But yeah, brother, I feel good. Man, brother, yeah. Yes, sir. And salute to Hollywood. I want to thank you, brother. Everybody, y'all need to call Hollywood Red Show. The podcast gonna be off the chain, and y'all hit the Cash App, brother. Umar Johnson, that's what I saw funny too, brother. Now the school never opened up. This Negro ain't show a rug at the school, but now he talking about he trying to get another a group, and he trying to do a foundation of Black American. Yes, sir, and he doing love. He talking about he got a boat that they gonna be doing love cruises on. I say, Umar, you never have nothing that complete. Brother, all you do is take the money, but that's it, man. Yeah, Hollywood is sad. So keep him in prayer, brother, and don't send him a dime. Yes, sir. And he smell like mildew, they say. Boy, look at here. Yes, sir. Oh, man. But, brother, yes, sir, man.
You ready for this hot seat, brother?
Oh, brother, go ahead and do your thing with it, brother. Yes, sir. We finna go on and cook. It's the Deacon coming at you live and direct. Yes, sir, with my brother Hollywood Red. I'm out here and rope on you. Yes, sir, getting bit by mosquitoes. But let's go ahead and eat. Yes,
sir. Up, brother. Let's get it.
You're in the hot seat with Deacon WEEZO on the Hollywood Red Show. Countdown. You're in the hot seat with Deacon WEEZO on the Hollywood Red Show.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Got some technical difficulties. Let me see what's going on now. Come on now.
Man, my bad, man. I don't know what happened, man. That thing is...
All right. Hold on a second. We're going to get that hot seat here in just a second.
And salute to you, brother, Sexy Chocolate, and everybody, man. I can talk about it. Hollywood, salute to my brother, Sexy Chocolate, man, and yes, sir, and our brothers, man. How y'all week been, man? Besides that, everybody been good?
Yes, sir. Stay alive, brother.
Oh, okay.
I ain't bootleg no more. I think we got it.
Nope.
My bad. My fault with the fuck.
Excuse me. You know, hey, you got to work with the talent that you got. It was Will's fault.
Yeah, my bad, y'all.
my fault. I apologize. My fault was 500 degrees and shut off on me, man.
Lord, I don't know why we ain't in there. Hold on. All right, let's try this again.
But if you need the deacon to just go on and do the hot seat live, I can do that too.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Y'all at all the Taco Bells. Check 1, 2. It's the deacon coming at you live and direct. About to do this hot seat. The deacon tonight talking about these illegal migrants. Yeah, man. One thing I'm learning though about these migrants, and y'all need to come on and sit in this hot seat, all you migrants. God dang it. Y'all get drunk y'all be at all the Spanish boxing fights. And boy, look at him. Y'all at all the Taco Bells. But boy, look at here. I don't never see y'all out here protesting and giving y'all life up. All I see is the liberal, big jaw white woman and your chubby baby mamas that's illegal, holding up those protests. But y'all, men at the house watching interracial Negro porn. So y'all, migrants, if you could drive a car or a semi, and you ain't got C license, some of y'all drive an 18-wheeler and just killed the whole palmetto, goddamn it, in one YouTube. Y'all need to, man, look at him. And my thing is, too, stop waving your flag or having your fat baby mama wave with her bad body shapes up. Boy, how your baby mama shaped like a autism wisdom tooth, but then got feet like Bozo the Clown. Boy, being risky and long. But my thing is, stop waving flags of countries y'all scared to even go back and go back to and go get your grandma auntie. You in America now. Learn the English language. Stop when black people get you want to speak y'all. And you Africans and you Nigerians too. Man, with your Akbar big old tether forehead self. Boy, look at him. It's illegal immigrants. And then look at y'all light bulb head Somalis. Boy, look at y'all, boy, the Somalis just took all the money. They say Minneapolis smell like onion powder over there. Now everybody want to be black and want to sing Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. The only dream y'all had was a wet dream, god dang it. Stop, leave our foundation of American people alone. See, right now, I know we look weak and ugly and dusty and bad because the single mother era, you know. But y'all, we getting back strong. We dying. I ain't gonna say diluting, but we keeping everybody just being with their race. Yeah, man. So, you know, and I know it's bad too. When a man who had cerebral palsy yelled the N-word. God dang it, man. If you Michael B. Jordan and that big head man was getting the award. So you immigrants. Man, y'all, it's too many of y'all here. Immigrants like roaches. Once one come, they hide. It's a million of them hiding. They hide in the cold spot, and all of them come on out soon as resources get to be passed out. But you grown illegal men, if you snuck from your country and you passed and your age is older than 7, shame on you. I don't know a lot of you men that ran to the border during Joe Biden, go fix your act in the country. Because y'all making it hard for us, boy. Y'all is making it hard now. And you people protesting for these migrants. Why you protesting for them to have babies and to live in your hood house like these Democrats tell you to go abort your baby? You don't need no man. So now you got one of the 4'11" bulldagger haircuts. You're fat, ugly, and you go to church every Sunday.
All the police. Oh my goodness. Somebody need to be arrested talking like that. Oh my goodness, Deke. You're getting us in trouble again. But one thing about that I really wanted to touch on was who was in attendance or who was aware of John Davison, I believe that's the guy name, that had Tourette's and is being graced by the public in Hollywood abroad of being able to say the N-word, but it's because of his condition that allowed that to happen. I don't know if I agree with that. I have worked as in a detention center with some bad little kids, and I had this one little black boy, and he had Tourette's. And it was legit. I looked in his file folder, and he was legitimately documented as having Tourette's. I'm gonna tell you that little boy used that to his advantage. He wasn't just saying stuff. It was on accident. If he got pissed off, he gonna call you anything other than a child of God. And it wasn't something that just supernaturally just came into his head. He ain't just learned them words off of impulse. He learned them words because he used to say it to his mama or his daddy or whoever else that he used to cuss out. So I just can't see this as being a good example of somebody that just didn't have no control over their functions. Rod, I can see you over there that they might have something to be able to add into it. What do you think about that? Or are you even aware of that situation?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it. I don't know the dude, but I mean, yeah, he knows those words and he knows what he's saying. He got control over that to some degree. All right.
So when how would you try to intervene? How do you think God's supposed to intervene in something like that? You just praying for him, or do you think that is something there's more than just supernatural to get rid of that spirit that he got?
That's a demon. It's a demon. You need a demon cast out of him. Hey, the fruit of the spirit is self-control. You got no self-control, you got a demon. It's real simple.
Facts. KT, what you got, brother? What you think? Can somebody, or have you ever ran into somebody with Tourette's? I think it might be essential to actually deal with somebody that had it, so you can kind of understand. Or maybe, I don't know, but nonetheless, what's your opinion on it? And you need to take yourself off mute because all I see is your mouth moving. You got it. You can't be faceless and voiceless. Your profile name says faceless. You might as well say voiceless because we can't hear you.
No, man. No, personally, man, I feel like people with that condition, man, that stuff already be on their mind, so they just blurt it out. Because out of all the words, that's what just be blurred out. Either he used it all the time. And I just like Ryan said, it really don't make no sense to me. I know it's bad conditions, but I never met nobody in them with that condition in my life. But I believe it's all because the people with the film people, they didn't blurt it out. They had a chance to edit that out, and they chose not to.
Facts.
So it was on purpose.
Because after that, you're gonna have Paula Dean, you're gonna have all these folks that's been candidly using the N-word. They gonna be coming and say the same thing. Who the lady Roseanne Barr, I think that's her name, the lady. Everybody who been saying the ninja word now, they all got Tourette's now. That's what's going to happen.
Hey, why don't nobody have Tourette's to the glory of God? Why don't somebody just go off and start praising God?
Facts. You ain't hear nobody.
Why not the curse word? Why not the N word? It's a demon. Yeah. It's either you doing it on purpose or it's a demon.
Or it don't fit the narrative. Yeah.
What you think about it, Big Will? Is that you got any family members or friends that had this dysfunction?
Man, shout out my homeboy Joe. We call him Twitch back home.
Oh my goodness, AKA Twitch.
Look, Joe don't got one of the verbal twitches. You know, Joe, when he got like the thing where he do like this with his head. You know what I'm saying? But I got something to touch on about that little hot seat that y'all had a second ago. So while y'all was talking about the migrant workers, when y'all send all the migrant workers back, You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams said it best in his little thing he just dropped at the beginning of the month. The black folks ain't going back to the field.
That's a fact.
Y'all better start buying stocks and suntan lotion and sunscreen, because these pasty white folks gonna need that.
Man,
No,
nah.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
can I answer that, y'all?
Go ahead,
I-
Dick.
I
What you
think-
got?
You see, the Democrats have used that to make us, and we really would believe that we were lazy. We wouldn't work in the plant nursery or anything, but we just want our fair share with the minimum wage. You can't, and
Facts.
see a lot of the immigrants and the refugees, they yes men and yes sir. That's why the NBA and everybody know that they can pay them some food stamps and coupons, and they'll just accept it because they happy to just be working for these folks. So what's happening is the Americans, like us, just getting cut out the deal. We're not getting our fair share. They're not paying us the money that we deserve, and it ain't right. So, I feel like a lot of them instigate this kind of stuff, but then hide their hands when it become problems like this. This is, yes.
Big facts. Well, we done stirred up the pot a little bit. I think it's about the right time. I think it's about time for us to go ahead and get into this main topic. And as you can see by the headline and at the bottom of the screen, do you support ICE? And I ain't talking about the drugs. I ain't talking about I ain't talking about vanilla ice. I'm talking about ICE, who we all know is the government entity now that is taking policing standards to a whole nother level. And I think there's a lot of mixed opinions in the neighborhoods, depending on what neighborhood you're living in. I know Deke said his neighborhood, they love ICE over there. I know KT said he ready to put in the application. And
No, man. I
you done change your mind, because I know I ain't make that up. You did tell me that you was ready to go ahead and put in the application, because they are hiring, brother, and they'll give you a gun too.
I ain't trying to hurt nobody,
$50,000.
man.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hurt nobody, man.
Dick, you said that they using the security guards to.
Huh?
I put in an application.
Wait, what you say? What you say, Will?
I put in an application, but I'm a felon. They said no.
Damn. A lot of the ICE look like the illegals that they arrested. A lot of ICE look just like the illegals.
They told me when I was out there in Jamaica. I was out in Jamaica with my family a couple of weeks ago, and I went up there to go to the bar and get me a drink. The guy said, "Man, you look like somebody." I said, "Who?" I said, "I know I ain't from around here." He said, "Man, you look like ICE." I said, "ICE?" I said, "What ICE look like?" If I look like ICE, I need to change my appearance, because I sure don't want nobody connecting me with that. ICE. Let me go ahead and throw it at you first, Big Rod. As a whole, before we start getting down into the nitty-gritty details, do you support ICE for the good and bad of what it is doing for the United States?
And watch this. When he said you look like ICE, that's a compliment, man. That means you look like a man of God. Because the police is God's servants to do you good. That's what the Bible says. So yeah,
I'll take that.
And listen, I love ICE. I love ICE. I love DEA, the CIA, the FBI, and any other syllable associated with the police. I love
man. Oh no.
I love the police. Every one of them.
Oh my.
Every one of them.
Wow.
Everyone. Watch this. When I see the police at Chipotle, I buy their meals. How about that?
Thanks.
Wow.
I'm paying for your meals. Hey, thank you, officer. Police pull me over and give me a ticket. Thank you for your service, officer. Thank you for everything you do. I love ICE.
So no no disgruntledness, no pushback. They get that ticket, you ain't gonna say, hey, I know I had my cruise control on 30, even though that you say that I was going 35.
Watch this. I ain't never met a police officer that lied. I'm not saying some don't, but if I got pulled over, watch this. If I got pulled over, I was speeding, I ran the light, my tent was too dark, I did switch lanes.
Oh wow,
My kind of brother.
Being that, so you saying you already know, so you already taking ownership, so you knew you was wrong already, is what you gonna say in 99, 100% of the situations. Ain't no time that you feel like there's an error when it comes to law enforcement, or is it just the God integrity in you, is that you just gonna let God work it out? Is that basically what you're saying?
I'm saying both of them. I'm saying I ain't never been pulled over when I wasn't in the wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I respect that.
And most people that don't like the police is because they doing something wrong. I got Bible to back it up. I got Bible. Hey, listen, men lie, women lie, God don't lie. That's how that goes.
I like that.
That's how that goes. Facts. So,
dang.
I can't sit there and tell my version of that story and say that the times that I'd have been pulled over. Matter of fact, if my wife listening, I want her to validate this story now, because she thought I was being funny, because I am a serial user of the cruise control. Matter of fact, when we got married, I almost made that a prenup for her to do the same thing, because within the first couple of months, she got us a $500 speeding ticket. And if I don't like saying I told you so, but if she would have listened to me, she wouldn't have got no speeding ticket. But on the other way around, I got pulled over. I got pulled over twice. Both times, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I said, I brought God's name into it. I said I had the cruise control on, and Hwrs, I can't make it up, brother. That ticket went away. That's exactly what it was. So I ain't taking no credit now. To God be the glory. But I knew that cop was not the representation of Jesus that I knew. So
hallelujah.
So I had to say no weapon formed against me is gonna prosper, especially this speeding ticket. And that's what happened, brother. And that's my story.
Can I tell mine? Yes. Man, the police pulled me over, but the police pulled me over, but I told them I had the doo-doo. So what I did was, just pass. You gotta pass that soft gas. I'm talking about real, like that pump gas. It's like, and let him smell it when he get to writing them tickets and getting you your license. And another thing, I said God, but it was damn. It wasn't, it wasn't nothing. So and yes, sir, brother. So Hollywood, but man, look at here. And Hollywood, that goes back though from, like you said, brother. At least you wasn't over in this way when you got pulled over by the police, brother. So at least everything cool, man. But one thing I love about the cops too, they don't two of them supposed to come when they pull you over, or how do they pull you over? Like or
it
just
can depend on where you at.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Oh man,
all right, so
there have been some weird. Yep.
So I'll tell you from my experience, when I get pulled over by the police, they gonna come to the car. It's gonna be one car with two police in it. They're gonna come to the window. They're gonna ask me my name. They're gonna take my ID if I have one. By the way, as soon as he turned on the blue light, somebody in the car got to give me a cigarette. I need a cigarette right now. I don't care if I'm in the back seat. I'm stressing. I don't even smoke cigarettes no more.
Oh my goodness.
The police gonna go to the back of his car. He gonna run my name. When he get done running my name, before he come back to the front of the car, there's gonna be 3 more officer cars pull up. And somebody, whether it be me or one of my associates in the vehicle, is going to jail. We are going to jail.
Is that the new version of you? Or is that the old man?
That's the every time I've been around the police, I ain't been. Luckily, I ain't had no run-ins with the police in a long time. But every time I have been pulled over and had a altercation with the law, somebody went to jail, and it was most of the time me.
Well, we glad that them times is behind you.
Yeah,
because you moving like you moving like a man of God these days, moving it with integrity. I'm glad I could be able to say I witnessed that at least a portion of the day and a portion of the week. Now I know KT over there. Now that one there, he say he got that bumper sticker behind his car that say that he support the police. So I want to hear what he had to add into this. What you got, brother?
Oh, man, you know me, I'm neutral, man. You know, I don't support and I don't go against. You know, that's you know, they good, they need it, but you know, I don't have many interactions with them. I'm a good citizen, so I don't have too many experiences besides I jumped a couple times, but I deserve to go two out of the three. So you know, it is what it is. But no, man. All seriousness, man.
Yeah, well, since the spotlight is on you right now, I want you to give us what you would detail as bad policing standards. And you can kind of use ICE, whether that could be a good or positive. You know, if you ain't gonna give a bad one, give something good. But
well, I would say this, man. You know, my proper protocol with police. You know, you know. What I did on one situation, I was good to them till they put the handcuffs on me down, pulled the race card out. That didn't work. That didn't work. So I did what they got out. And then other than that, man, you just gotta comply with the police. They mostly good. You just give them what they need and get out the way. But you know, like I said, it's tricky, man. You know, you see some stuff on social media where they jumping on guys, busting people's windows out. But a lot of them guys, they giving the police a hard time. And from my experience, give them what they want. At the end of the day, if you're going to jail, you're going to jail. Nothing you're going to do change their mind at that. You know what I'm saying? So you just give them what they want. But a lot of these guys on YouTube, you got these guys who talking about they sovereign citizens or whatever, and they don't have license, and they try to prove that they can drive with some paperwork and all that. But it's good cops and it's bad cops. Like it's good and bad and everything. You know, it's good pastors, bad pastors. It's good presidents, bad presidents. It's good. It's just good people. It's just bad people. It's the yin and the yang effect. This is life. So you know, you just gotta. The ones who are bad need to be punished, and the ones who do a good job should be saluted.
I just want to put this out there. You know, there's some key factors when it comes to bad policing, and it's due to understaffed police departments. You know, like they're having a recruitment and retention problem. Many departments struggle to attract and keep qualified officers due to demanding work, negative public perception, and better opportunities elsewhere, leading to chronic understaffing. High-profile incidents, debates over excessive force, and systematic bias issues have damaged community relations, increasing demands for police transparency, oversight, and reform. With that being said, due to all the activities that's happened with the public going on with police, you know, it's hard for them to get good officers. The officers that they're able to retain are the officers that are the problem, you know. And then on top of that, there's shortages these shortages in staffing lead to longer work hours, delayed backup, and increased stress, contributing to officer fatigue, burnout, and significant mental health issues, to where these dudes are walking around with a chip on their shoulder like they ain't got no sense and beating on their chest because they got that badge. And then we end up with these problems that we're facing. There's technical and crime evolution. Police must constantly adapt to new threats like cybercrime, cryptocurrency-enabled crimes, and complex digital evidence, requiring significant new training and resources, which means they're putting tax dollars into other opportunities to go to fight these cyber crimes, to where the things that are going on the streets are going unnoticed, because now they're fighting a new wave of crime, these digital crimes, these scammers, these little things that they putting on the gas pumps where they're stealing people's like identification and getting all their bank stuff. You know, there's a lot of different things. And when it comes to bad policing, you know, I really hate the stop and frisk laws that you see in the bigger cities, When I was in California, I got stopped and frisked just because I was a Hispanic looking man with my pants low, and I was in Southern California wearing blue. You know, the stop and frisk, I hate that policy, but it's also a life-saving policy, and it also stops a lot of crime. But I hate that because that's literally a policy that these bigger cities use to be able to profile people legally. And another thing that I strongly dislike is a policy that I've been a victim of many times, where I live in a certain part of town and I look a certain way and I drive a certain car, I get pulled over every time I leave the neighborhood. I can't even leave the neighborhood and go to the gas station without getting pulled over. And yes, I may have some bad insurance. I'm going to get a ticket, you know. But hey, y'all are sitting here harassing me because y'all think I'm some kind of Pablo Escobar type person. Bro, I'm just trying to get to the store without insurance and no license, bro. Like, I'm not doing nothing wrong to nobody. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm trying to go get me some sodas, and that's it. You know, and y'all out here harassing me. You know, there's a lot of things that go on. These policing things are negative, you know, but at the same time, I can see where it is beneficial to certain departments and with certain things going on, but that doesn't make it right to do it to everybody. You know, once you see somebody, you pull me over one time, you pretty much get the gist of who I am. You know, why are you still sitting here acting like I'm trying to sell bricks when I ain't doing nothing?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, so for you, and I know you said that staffing and retention for policing is an issue, but it don't look like they was short staffed when the times you went to jail, right?
Exactly. You know, exactly.
Like they had more than enough to get you. I'm just saying. But with that, are you gonna call 911 or you gonna handle your business first? Which one is that for you?
We both going to jail before I call 911.
My goodness. Well,
I'm like Carlson White. I call the police fast.
I ain't gonna front. I'm a law. I am a tax-paying citizen. I ain't got no street cred to be concerned about. I'm gonna die now. I'm gonna shoot now. I got the fireworks. So we gonna shoot them fireworks. But I promise you, I just seen a comedian just come on the other day. He said this is the funniest way to call the police. He said, call the police, and if you finna snitch, you do it this way. You say, you better get this person before I do something crazy. So if that's the most effective way of dry snitching, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. Hey, you better come over here and come get this joker before I get ready to set off the 4th of July up in here. But I think there's some positives in policing, but I do think that some of the things related to ICE that we've seen as of recent, especially up there in Minnesota, I don't know heads and tails of making sense of the guy who ended up getting killed. I know he was doing, he was doing a lot. Let's just say that he was doing a lot.
The man that was killed was in Portland. It was a lady that was killed in Minnesota. Her name was Renee Good. The man was killed in Portland.
Thank you for getting me right. And
yeah,
and for that guy, I thought it was in Minnesota, but he's looking at the facts. So I'm talking out of my memory. But nonetheless, the guy had a gun on the side of him. Nothing wrong with having a concealed weapon if you in lawful permitted to have that, but that's been used as a con of why it was so easy for him to get shot. He was there for an extended period of time, voicing his dislike of what was happening as ICE was doing their job supposedly, and ultimately end up getting gunned down. He a little bit different than that lady. Lady in the car looked like she was trying to run them over. I don't care how they flip it.
No.
Could it have been resolved differently than unaliving? That's what we say now. We don't say killing no more. We say unaliving people. Could it have been different? Hot Rod, Could it have been different?
Yeah,
Should it have been? Should it have been different?
It could have been different, but the deaths were justifiable. And that's what I told somebody. It could have been. It could have been different. You got to understand. If you look at both of those situations, Alex Preddy and Renee Good, both protesting ICE, both impeding on federal officers going to try to make a valid arrest that they were supposed to be doing, disrespecting the police, using profanity towards the police, being violent with the police. So now when you get into some of these altercations, it's a bang type of a situation. Now, people don't notice that officer and that Renee Good, that ended up shooting Renee Good, he had previously been ran over by a cop and had about 26 stitches put in his leg, according to our vice president, in times recent. Okay? So you got to understand, he's been run over in these situations already before, and it's split him wide open, could have killed him. Okay? Could he have sideswiped it and not shot her? Possibly. But you being in that situation, you making it a game time decision. One person say I could have went this way, one person say I don't went that way, but it's justifiable because he was hit by that car. Was hit. And that's just the truth of the matter. Do I think he could have got out of the way when I fired at her? Yeah. But when you put yourself in that position, you die. That's it. My philosophy is this. If you break the law, you resist arrest, you either get a beating or you get shot. Simple. That's it. You get beating or you get shot. It's simple as that. So I don't know what else it is with the police. It's the police officer. The Bible says he does not bear the sword for no reason. He has the sword. What is that sword? Today, it's the gun. There's a reason he has the gun. He has God-given authority to put you down if you get out of line.
Oh, man. Wow.
It's simple. Obey the law. This is what my uncle told me one time. If you can't get yourself under control, the Lord is trying to save you from going to hell, so he will put you in a place, a prison cell, to control your flesh, so you can get your flesh under control. Some people go to prison, get themselves under control, get their flesh under control, get out and go and live a good life. Because they got away from the streets, they got away from the drugs, they got away from all these different type of things to get themselves under control for a certain season. You understand what I'm saying? So this is God's way of controlling your flesh. But if you get out of line, God has given him that sword. And I'm okay if he uses it. You don't want nobody to die, but you gotta know he has the sword for a reason. That's it.
I definitely can appreciate them 2 cents added into there, and there's some truth to that. I think taking it personally is where we avoid actually understanding what the law say, or even wanting to know what the law say. Because no matter how you're feeling, if it stipulate that in the law, it leaves us it leaves opportunities for things to go left. KT, aka voiceless, faceless, what it look like you got something you want to say. What you got, brother?
No, I'm just curious from my brother Hot Rod. How you felt about the Tamir Rice situation? You felt that was justifiable?
Hold on, just so I have understanding. Was Tamir Rice that 16-year-old girl?
No, the boy who had the fake BB gun in Cleveland. He was 12 years old.
And then the police showed up.
And he didn't put the toy down, and the police took him out. Knowing that the police obviously knew he was a child. I mean, it's like I say, at the end of the day, the police do got to get home to their family. They got the right to get home to their family. So they have to you got to get home at the end of the day. So, but
yeah, this is why it's justifiable.
Mm-hmm.
It is just as justifiable as a person making a mistake on the road driving and you crash and kill somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
Explain a little bit.
To do that.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a BB gun. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It was an honest mistake. I'm gonna switch to another. You remember the dude? I think it was in Minnesota. The dude
George Floyd. Oh no,
not George Floyd. Philando Castile.
Yeah. I remember you talking about exactly.
That was not justifiable. That officer should have been in prison.
That's
He
facts.
should have been in prison. They charged him, but he got off.
That's facts. Yeah.
I believe that he should have been charged with manslaughter. And I'm not saying the manslaughter like 20, 30 years. I'm talking about like 8 to 12. Kind of like that young lady in Texas who came home to her apartment complex, walked into the wrong apartment complex, thought it was her, black man in there, shot him and killed him. Now, she didn't murder him. She wasn't doing ill will. It wasn't a full-on manslaughter, but she has to be liable for that death. You got to go 6 to 10. It was an accident, but you got to go 6 to 10. Now, with the little kid, it's an accident, but he showed a weapon. So, do we wait to see for the orange tip with the BB gun on it? You know what I'm saying? You got to think. You got to think. In the hoods that we come up in, we come up in the places we come up in, bro, you can't even look at these people wrong, man. They gonna try to put hands on you.
That's true.
I remember I was in the mall in Tampa about a couple years ago, and I saw a lady walk by the street with a dude, and then dude was like, "Nigga, you good? You good? You straight, dog?"
They do that. They do it.
Like, what are you talking? First of all, woman looked terrible. I wouldn't lay a finger on her. I was looking at her, but what I'm saying is, we come from such an aggressive background and aggressive culture. White cops coming into these neighborhoods. I'm not gonna wait to see if that BB gun is real or not.
But that's why the police enforcement, they need to figure out the sensitized black guys to get into this field, because they should be policing these neighborhoods. Because most of them know the guys they grew up with them. But you got a guy who from Minnesota working in East Bradenton, he don't know how to handle those type of guys.
No connection to the community at all.
Hey, watch this. A black man grew up in the hood and he's gonna become a police. We don't even like snitching.
Yeah.
We don't even, I mean, I love snitching. I'm telling you. I'm telling every time. I'm telling. You pull me over the car, I'm telling. I had cousins with me before. You got weed on you? I don't smoke weed. You got anything on you? Don't come in my car with that nonsense.
Facts.
Because I love Jesus. Listen, I'm gonna live free. I'm not going down for you. I'm not going down. You know what I'm saying? But we don't like snitches in the hood. We don't like snitches in the hood. So, you know, you don't become a police. But I still think, and you know, I still think they know us a little better than the other guys. They got a little bit more patience. They know the environment. These other guys, they don't know nothing, so they quit. They scared already, so they already putting their gun out. Yeah, they already scared when they walk in the neighborhood. So it's like Officer Morrell. You know Officer Morrell, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sir.
good guy.
He's a good example.
He's solid.
He's patient. He understands. He's good, but everybody ain't gonna be like that. You know, like know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
See what's great about Officer Morrell, as far as I know, because I known him since the Boys Club days, and then he had his brother. Matter of fact, he got a brother. You got Louis Morrell. Yep. That's the one I'm speaking of. Man, he was shout out the Boys Club. They both cut from the same cloth. They present that masculine male, but they present one that still has a level of understanding, wanting to understand, and somebody who wants to serve their community. They're servant leaders. That's a big difference, and you can tell when you deal with people like that. And that's why they've had such a they don't have no blemish on their resume. You know, they're still respected around the community, whether you was a dope boy or not. Them guys, they you know, I've just never seen those guys in an area where they wasn't received well, and that to me is very rare to be a black cop, and to be a black cop right where you was born and raised, so the people who knew you from before then and after, you know, because that be them people that be like that. Oh yeah, I remember when you was out there doing this. I ain't heard none of them stories. So whatever they did, it must have just been between them, because they ain't heard none of them bad stories. So, shout out to the Morels. Big
Yes,
shout
sir.
out.
But
to them.
let's
Deke,
get
what you
deep,
got,
though,
brother?
fellas.
What you got? What you got?
Hey, let's get deep though. Let's really get deep with this whole thing. The rules, yes, if we really want to get down to it, none of our people, we wrote the rules or anything. And I think that a lot of this stuff that we going through right now, as black people, I'm gonna just use us, or just, like I feel like the Constitution, a lot of this stuff need to be looked at. A lot of these laws that these officers are going by, a lot of this stuff need to be adjusted and to be looked at so everybody can be comfortable. And what I mean by that is, like, I think we need more say-so, because we are the true Americans in this country. And a lot of these things that I know that and I feel like this, and salute to all my brothers that's on the podcast. I feel like the people that's in power are hypocrites, because whether it's the police, whether it's the government, they doing this to us. It's a big game. They're doing this to us. They whether it's putting dope in our community. We don't own airplanes. We don't know how to cook fentanyl and all these things. Fentanyl killed my daddy 2 years ago while we were doing a podcast. So I feel like this, y'all, these things, they're doing this. Just like that drug dealer got killed in Mexico. Everybody making a big deal. But I feel like we being played, y'all, and I just feel like we're going to have to do something, man, to really change, because this country going into an evil place. Yes, sir.
Well, why you talking, Dick? I have to. Can I give you some flowers real fast? Because I'm gonna tell you, throughout all of my years in Manatee County, I seen this brother right here. This brother right here, Big Bro Task Force. If you been in Manatee County at least 20 years, you in our age rank, if you ain't been a part of it or knew somebody that was a part of it, this man here hosted this monthly where he brought the popular and unpopular alike to come together and try to think of strategies of how to better enrich our communities with the people that were the mess ups and the people that had a stellar reputation. And I seen you do that, and I seen people respond to that and come and show up. They showed up, and they wasn't just, because ain't nobody just wasting their time these days. People got to work, people got to eat, people got to sleep and tend to their kids. So when somebody is taking their time out to show up at functions like this and actually coming there to looking for an opportunity to make a change, I mean, you just gotta you gotta respect that. And I don't know how many years Big Bro Task Force was a big figure in the community, but I mean, but brother, you did that, and I seen people that I wouldn't even expect to grace the doors there, because I think you hosted it in the, what was it, the CCRA building? Is that what it was? What's that acronym? What was it? I know you was in about 10 different places. Any place open the doors, they let him host it. He was doing it.
Yeah, and I thank you, brother. Thank you, and this is why it's so important. Like I look at Jesse Jackson that died. I look at a lot of our greats that died, and and it just seemed like we being replaced. It's like we got so many wars against us right now, especially as heterosexual black men. I have never seen one thing I respect about the illegals and the migrants is they got their family. They have their wives, they have their children. I respect that. And I think with us, until us as a whole, because salute to you, Brother Hollywood, and other brothers with women that love them, we don't have that in our black community, and that's the problem. We got to get back to families. All of this stuff that's going on, but I know a lot of our people ain't gonna make it because they're so mentally disturbed, man. If you talk with them, if you try to say anything, it's sad. But I say that to say this, y'all, man, we just gotta find us a way to survive because it's getting dark out here, y'all. And they got robots coming, all these drones. We gotta stop saying yeah to everything. Just because they bring your grocery from Walmart on the drone, they taking your ability for you to go and pick your own grocery up. All these cars now, you can't fix your car no more. Like, look what they doing to us. We're losing our freedoms. But we think it's so cool because it's a robot with a remote control and some Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. They gonna put us on the grid and lock us out. Yep, y'all. So we gotta wake up. We need to strategize, come up with a plan, and we really gotta work together as men and try to figure this thing out, y'all, because it's scary. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared. Shoot. It's getting scary out here. You know, we need to learn how to get food. Our brother in the NFL on the podcast, you know, and man, brother, you a blessing because you got the resources and things to get stuff. I tell people all the time, these people, all they got to do to get rid of us as black folks is turn your power off, cut your water off. We don't own anything, you know, and then what we going to do? We going to everybody to live. Why don't we have anything? And that's what I hate with Floyd Mayweather. You know, I ain't trying to count the man money, but why you got to get out here and box just to get another beautiful baby mama? Like, come on, man. Yeah, we need power. We don't need that right now. And you owe the community. Every other race look out for their people except black people. Black politicians don't look out. I disagree. Yep. Oh, man.
Black. That's not
look at these liberals. They didn't even stand up for Americans. When Donald Trump asked them to stand up at the State of the Union, they set themselves down. Why didn't they stand up for Americans?
Facts.
I mean, migrants. Yes, you see.
I'm glad that let me tap in real quick because it was a good subject matter that Rod brought up, or even KT. Matter of fact, KT asked the question dealing with policing children. So because even with ICE and even with the police as a whole, I think that's when we see things that normally would be, as Rod said, more straightforward. If you break the law, then there has to be some recourse for that, and I agree with that. Because that's how we keep a standard. But when you're coming from low income communities where parents aren't parents are just because they missed swap some sperm and the kids are running around. Where is the line between the no excuse, where to the extent of what Rod was saying, that there's got to be a line, and then putting in consideration of who's grooming you, who like I say a lot to myself when I see a lot of degenerate stuff. I say, who is this joker parents? And because that's a good question to ask. And then, where is the divide between no excuses versus giving some grace, especially for me advocating Christianity, that I've accepted the grace and mercy that God has given to me. So how am I distributing that in a very healthy manner? And I'm not a police officer, so I'm wondering, how does that get inserted in your mindset, Rod? How do you rightly divide between the giving grace and mercy in these situations? I did hear you refer to a couple of those situations of those who got killed behind police officers, and you identified some situations where you gave some grace and mercy. So where's a consistent way to be able to distribute that on a case by case basis?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's an amazing question. This is what I would say. There's a man named Kevin Samuels. I'm sure you guys have heard about him. He used to say this thing to women. He says, the world does not owe you understanding. They don't owe you understanding. When you come to relationships, when you come to the workplace, when you come to wherever you come, They don't have to owe you understanding. They don't owe you grace. They don't owe you mercy. And we know if you grew up in the hood, it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Facts.
So you cannot have any expectation that there's going to be any type of grace. You just have to move accordingly. And as we pointed out earlier, if you have more African-American men policing these neighborhoods, maybe there will be a little bit more grace and mercy, maybe more so than a white person. But in my opinion, I believe police are drastically more gracious and merciful than they need to be. There are a couple killings. Let's put it like this: out of all of America in the whole year, how many of these police killings do we see hit the news? If anything happens, it's gonna hit maybe 1 or 2 a year. Yep. There are 10 times more white people that get killed by police per year than black people.
Yeah.
But how many times do we see people cursing police out?
Oh yeah,
hitting them, running away, doing all different type of stuff. We see it nonstop. I see videos all the time, and I'm completely appalled. Whether it's white kids, black kids, white men, black men, all this type of stuff. I just saw a video about 2 hours ago. I was mad at the whole family. The wife was acting up. The husband got out of the car to go around and try to fight the police. Police pulled out the gun. Then they started running. The kids got out. They running around. A whole entire disaster. Who's there in the community to be like, sit your behind down and do what the people tell you to do, or I'm gonna slap you in your face? What about them type of fathers? Why do we, as black people, feel like we gotta expect the authority structure to change for us? Well, give me grace, officer, because I came from slavery. Why do we always expect that? Everybody else knows the way that you show up and you present in the world. So I don't think there is an expectation of grace and mercy. We want it, but I think police are far more too gracious. Like, again, I really believe this. So police a lot of times should give you the beating that your dad didn't give you. I don't think anybody should die, but I believe in force. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to debate with you. I give you a command, you obey the command. If you don't obey the command, you're on the floor. It's real simple. They're too gracious and merciful, in my personal opinion. So the world doesn't owe us understanding.
Yeah, but my rebuttal to that would be, for instance, not too long ago, there was a lady. She was having a mental episode, right? So a lot of people forget. A lot of people got mental issues going on. So the lady was having a mental episode. She was boiling water real high, so the police came to check up on her. She had an episode, and all of a sudden the police shot her. He was so far, he was scared she was gonna throw the hot water on her, and she was about 20 feet away from the guy.
So he say.
And so he say he was so scared. But sometimes I feel like some of these communities they need to have people in place. A lot of people out here got mental health issues.
Yeah.
And somewhere down the line, America forgot about the mental health people. They shut all that stuff down. So there's a lot of crazy on the streets. So a lot of these people, they have episodes and they can't understand commands the right way because they're going through it. And then these police don't know how to handle them. They just said, forget this, we gotta get them out of here. They take them out. And when they took that lady out, that was sad, man.
It was. I want to say this on that. That guy just got convicted and sentenced about 3 weeks ago. I think he got like 20 or 30 years.
Good.
So justice served, right? Justice served. I'm all for that.
Okay, let's go.
He was dead wrong. He was dead wrong. You're right. I guess there would have to be some training. He was wrong. If you watch the conversation we had with her, they were having a conversation back and forth. You could tell, yes, she was a little delusional.
She was losing,
but he had hatred in his heart.
He can hear it.
Because she said, I rebuke you in Jesus' name. He said, I'll shoot you right in your effing face.
Yeah, that made him mad when she said that. He went crazy. You right.
You know what I'm saying?
You right about that.
That attitude, that spirit, he was wrong. I'm all for police being held accountable.
Okay,
I'm
that's
all
right.
for police being held accountable.
That's what I wanted to hear. Okay.
100%.
All right.
Like that, Philando Castile, in that situation. George Floyd broke the law. He resisted arrest. He should have got beat a little bit, but you
He
don't
shouldn't
put
have got
your
killed.
knee on a man's throat for 5 minutes. You killed him.
That's
He needed 40 years. That's
fact.
wrong. That
That's
was wrong. You understand?
wrong.
So there is some accountability, but that is a good point you make. It's tough, man. And
It is tough.
Every officer has to be able to discern. Is this a crazy, like, what are we going? Is my life really threatened or not?
Yep.
And that could also go back to officer fitness, officer training. See what I'm saying? Are you really?
But also, Rod,
Yep.
we also seen videos when they had a lot of patience with the other color folks.
Yeah.
Facts. I see that a lot. I see that a lot.
So that's
It'll never be right though.
Yeah.
It'll never be right though. If the
Rod,
playing
Rod,
field
have you
is
not?
equal,
Why that statement get made, Rod? I know you. I know your eyes have seen occasions where the white counterparts are being approached by police, and little Johnny ain't having it, and he ain't only being disrespectful with his body language, his words, everything. Is going
crazy.
totally opposite of what he's being commanded to do, and they treat him like kids at daycare.
Exactly.
Like they getting ready to offer him some graham crackers to try to de-escalate versus getting that gun. They getting graham crackers before they get the gun out. And that's a fact, brother.
This is true.
Hey,
Big Willie,
know,
before I get on, Big Will wanted to add something. What you got, brother?
All right, so on the topic of policing underage juveniles and stuff like that, you know, I started getting arrested as a juvenile. I got in a lot of trouble growing up. Just like as the conversation is going, y'all have made a lot of good points and a lot of valid things have been said. But honestly, as a juvenile, the best thing that ever happened to me when I was growing up and getting in all that trouble and stuff, there was a program called the Youth Advocacy Program that I got put into at the age of 14 years old. I had been a product of the state. I had been DYS bound, Department of Youth Services, been to a couple different boot camps and stuff. But when I went into this youth advocacy program, they hooked me up with a member of the community that was a good person in the community. She was actually a DHR social worker. There was also a cop that was part of the thing. It was like a bunch of different people that were involved in this program. And they basically hook you up with this person, and it's like you have a big brother type person. And they'll come pick you up and take you to school. They'll pick you up from school. Y'all go out and do stuff. You'll be able to do stuff that you ain't never been able to do before, because I came from a community that didn't have very many role models that were very good, you know, and I was raised by my grandmother. So I didn't have no role models growing up. So whenever it comes to police and juveniles, I believe that programs that involve community being there for people that are in those situations is definitely a very good, valid tool to be able to be used. And the fact that we lack those programs as much as I seen them back then is a problem. That's how you end up with these problems that we're ending up with the younger people being so angry all the time and having these chips on their shoulders. I ain't have nobody growing up. I didn't have nobody showing me the right way, you know? I had a bunch of people I didn't want to end up like. I didn't have nobody showing me, hey, this is the wrong way to do this. Hey, this is how you channel your anger. This is how you communicate with another person without being aggressive. You know, I didn't have that. So at a young age, I was exactly that like I was that unruly kid trying to fight grown folks. You know, like I was dumb like that. I'll admit it. I was dumb like that. I did stuff like that. So being able to have those tools and those programs is a very big thing inside young men's lives. You know, to be able to have somebody to show them, to be able to have somebody to be able to talk to about those feelings. Because I used to wake up at that age ready to fight the whole world. I wanted to fight the whole world because I was so mad about the things that was going on in my life that I had nothing I could change about. You know, there was nothing I could do to change the life that I had been given, and it made me so angry. And I wanted everybody else to feel the way I felt.
That's a good point, brother.
That's real.
Good point. Rod, back to you, brother. What did you know? Again, well, let me ask this before since we got Will. Will, your ethnicity is you do have some Hispanic background, correct?
Yes.
So what I do see a lot that the media is doing is trying to pin specifically black versus Hispanic with all of these ICE incidents, even though that ICE is not just patrolling Hispanics. That's anybody who is not a citizen. That could be somebody from Haiti, that could be somebody from Africa, that could be somebody from anywhere. But more times than not, we see in places like in Chicago with the ICE raids with the Hispanics there. For your connection in Hispanic community, why do you think that is being pushed as such a black versus Hispanic agenda, or do you or not feel that way?
I honestly believe that the reason why it's being pushed to a narrative is to draw the main focus off of what's really going on with ICE and the policing that they have going on. Myself personally, I honestly don't see nothing wrong with what ICE has going as what they stand for. It's just the way they're going about doing their duties that's the problem. It's like this, if I'm driving 75 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone, I'm breaking the law and I deserve to be treated with whatever fine I get treated with. If I'm doing anything illegal, whether it be I'm outside on the corner selling drugs or I'm a felon toting a pistol, I need to take those justifications, those rectifications for the wrongs that I've committed willingly. I did what I did. I knew what I was doing was wrong, etc. So when you come into this country illegally and you're not an American citizen and you didn't go through the right channels, you're breaking the law. A law has been broken. You need to face your consequences. Now, that doesn't matter if I'm Mexican. It doesn't matter if I'm black. It doesn't matter if I'm Chinese, Korean, Canadian, Guatemalan, Honduran, El Silva. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I'm from in the world. If I'm breaking that law, then I need to be treated like I have broken that law. Period. There should be no racial bias about it. It does not matter if I'm yellow, black, purple, green. It doesn't matter if I identify as a man, woman, non-binary, robot, cat, dog. It does not matter. I'm breaking a law. I'm not supposed to be here. I need to be sent back to where I'm supposed to be at. Now, the aggression parts that's going on with it, the hostile things that are happening, the violence that's happening behind it, there is no need necessary for any of that. There are rules of engagement when it comes to ICE. They have rules of engagement. There's 10 major rules of engagement that ICE has to follow. If they're not following those rules of engagement, then they themselves are committing a crime also.
Go ahead. Give us some of them 10.
The rules of engagement for ICE are they have a warrant requirement. Agents generally cannot enter a home without a valid search warrant signed by a judge or magistrate. They have protected areas. Policies generally avoid enforcement actions in sensitive areas, such as school zones, hospitals, churches, and courthouses, unless authorized by supervision. Use of force. Guidelines prioritize de-escalation, aiming to minimize the use of force and to ensure the safety of the public and agents. Excessive force is prohibited, and medical assistance must be provided for injuries immediately. Probable cause. Arrests require probable cause to believe a person is in violation of immigration law, not just suspicion, which means just because I look Hispanic does not mean you can pull up on me and ask me for my papers. Identification. Agents should identify themselves upon request, which means taking off that mask.
I was getting ready to say
taking off that ski mask and showing me your face. You are required to do so. Your rights during an encounter. These are our rights. Me as a Hispanic.
Read that last one about identification. I'm sorry.
Agents should identify themselves upon request. They need to remove their mask and identify themselves, badge numbers and names. Period. It is a requirement of all law enforcement, not just police. That goes for even the FBI, the CIA. That goes for all people that work for these branches of government. You are required to identify yourself. Period. You have to. And then as there are points for our, like, there are things that we have that we can do, our rights during an encounter. We have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer any questions about your immigration status or country of birth. You do not have to answer that question. You have a right to decline search. You can refuse to let agents search you or your belongings if they do not have a warrant. You have the right to ask to see a warrant. If agents come to your home, ask them to pass a warrant under the door or show it through a window. An administrative warrant from ICE is not the same as a judicial warrant. You do not run or resist. Running or resisting can give agents legal grounds to arrest you. You can ask to leave. If stopped on the street, you can ask if you are free to leave, and you can walk away.
Go ahead, Hot Rod. I'll make sure that I table what I'll make sure I bring back what I want to say.
Oh no, I just wanted to ask him. No, I like that, man. I think they should operate with rules of engagement. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about the mask? What do you think about the mask? Because that seems to be very consistent with the ICE. They're always wearing a mask.
What I looked up here, what I saw here, it says there's no federal mandate for them to wear masks. So I don't know. I think identifying themselves, you have to know that you are a police officer. Like, for example, if I come in as SWAT, we're coming in as SWAT. Well, I won't come in a full bodysuit with a head on it. You're not gonna see my face. I'm not gonna take my head off so you can shoot my head. Take my helmet off so you can shoot my head. So I can smile and say, "It's Officer Douglas." You know what I mean. But like, I'm cool with the mask because what they're saying is it's invasion of privacy. They want to be able to protect officers from
harassment,
for people coming back in retaliation. Because as we've seen, I want to say this happened in Sarasota. There was an ICE officer that was here, and something. It was some type of law enforcement, and people got that from a picture of him, got his information, and put online, posted the man's home address.
Yep.
So
that's true.
I get it. Why they would have to be protected. And it may also be better that you would be doing this stuff in cities that you don't live in, but I agree with pretty much everything he said. Like, they need to operate in rules of engagement. He doesn't agree with the what ICE stands for. He agrees with what they stand for. He just wants to make sure that they're practicing the stuff with the proper rules of engagement to keep the community safe. And I'm all for that. My only pushback is with all of this, though. Some of the stuff he's reading, people get online and they start reading this stuff. And I posted something online like, y'all be out here arguing with the police like y'all went to law school. You don't know nothing about the law. You got to do what they tell you to do. You ain't go to law school. You don't got a Juris Doctorate degree. You know what I mean? So I think what ends up happening is it's a spirit of rebellion that people start feeling like they can challenge authority. Oh, I get the challenge. I get the bucking. Oh, do you got this? And I understand it to a degree. Hey, do you have a warrant? You can ask him that. The clear thing that he said and all of that stuff, with all of that stuff he's listed, and it's 100% right. The main thing he said in that whole thing was that do not run, do not resist. People miss that whole thing. Everything he said was right, 1,000,000%. But at the end of the day, fight for your rights. But at the end of the day, get home safe. Yes, sir. No, sir. Please, excuse me. You go home safe. And if you do that the right way, and if they did something wrong, you got a lawsuit. If you want to act like you got a law degree and you don't, and you want to pop off and resist arrest, you might be dead on the side of the road. And you dead, and you got no lawsuit. So, yeah. That's what I see, man.
I know.
Give a quick shout out to those who dropped in some comments. Shout out to Devon King, 5852 was good, cuz those, and shout out to Last Moon Left. I think that's Big Frank. And I don't know who Chief Breezy 957, but he said he's somebody's nephew. I got some nephews. He say what's good, what's good. I think that's what this says. I don't know that YN language. YSG, I think that's supposed to be what's good. Yeah. All right. Well, whose ever uncle that is, Tell your nephew what's up.
But my
What's up,
thing.
nephew?
Go ahead, Weezo. Oh, Weezo did that. Hello? I love saying that. But on real talk though, with the ICE situation, ICE can really pull these stunts because in reality, the immigrants can't sue. So they can really, it's messed up, but they really don't care about the immigrants' rights. They can't call Morgan and Morgan. You're not so it's a little different. Now, our police, he got stuff to worry about, but ICE, they don't care. Who you gonna sue? You ain't supposed to be here. You ain't supposed to be here. Only way they get messed up if they mess around and arrest somebody who already got the proper stuff they need. But like I said, but the more to the situation is, what I thought this subject was really about, should blacks or should Americans really be concerned about what ICE is doing? Is it a plus or is it a plus or is it a negative? Because people forget that Obama got rid of a lot of people during his time. It flew under the radar. It flew under the radar. Trump not even halfway there yet. He's not even halfway there with what Obama did. So, you know, what's your thoughts on that? I would like to just get how y'all feel about that.
I believe, man, I believe that like you said, Bill Clinton in 1995 got rid of a lot of people, man. A lot of these migrants, Bill Clinton got them up out of here, bro.
Yep, that's
George
true.
Bush and Joe Biden, the one who did this, man. But a lot again, and we got to get deep on this, y'all. Who are ones? Who's getting money behind the migrants? Who's getting money behind this? You got to look at the big companies and all these folks that's letting them in to get them cheap wages and all. They need to go to jail too. Everybody needs to go to jail.
I agree.
And I'm gonna get deep with y'all real quick.
Let's go.
And can I say this real quick, Hollywood?
Oh God!
I'm gonna bring up something real quick that I learned, bro. Hitler. I'm gonna just say this: he cleaned up Germany, man.
Oh wow!
Like a lot of this stuff that they say about Hitler and these folks, you have to do your research. You can't believe what this biased government tell you. If they just how they lied on the man in Africa and said when Obama and them killed him, you have to study these leaders and all. Hitler cleaned up Germany. He got rid, and I'm gonna tell you, look at the folks, and I ain't gonna say no names, but look at what they're doing to us. Look at what the small hats doing to us. They the ones who writing all these laws and rules. Look at how they got us living. Look at the rap music. Look at the crime. How can we go for what the police doing, but then our children taught to be this way? We ain't the ones putting out all this negativity. They putting it on the social media, in the music, in the reality TVs. You can't find a good, positive black daddy with a black mama. Look, all it is LGBT and crime and hoes. That's all they showing our children. And then the police, everybody making money off our dysfunction. The pastor is, the black politicians, and all. So the police, so who's involved in that? Because we had Bill Cosby, we had Mr. Coop and positive shows. If you didn't have no daddy in the house, you had Tupac as your daddy. And Ice Cube. Now, you know, now you got NBA Youngboy and a lot of these folks who they put the machine behind that's showing your child how to be. And so again, you got to look at the people that's running the show. And I'm talking about the small hat. So if you look at what Hitler did to them people, he did it for a reason. And that's all I'm saying. He cleaned up Germany. He had his people that had jobs. Bro, man, when I learned that, and I'm like, wow, they telling us that this man was so evil and bad. It was nothing like that.
But he did kill he exterminated a lot of folks, though.
Look what the people doing to us. Look what they doing in America right now.
I get exactly what you said. I hear a lot of people. A lot of people got sympathy for Hitler, but Hitler was a bad man. He didn't, but he did what he thought was necessary for his country, which he was Australian. He wasn't even German. He was Australian, but that's another story. But, you know, that Hitler thing is tricky, man. I get, you know, that's what, you know, you can say that, but Hitler, man, Hitler was trying to destroy the world, man. But I want to ask y'all this, though. As us as Black Americans, is the ICE really a concern for us? Should we be really worried about what ICE is doing? That's my main conclusion. It's about ICE. How is the ICE affecting the Black community? Is it really affecting us or not? Is it something we should be worried about?
The Democrats. Yeah, the liberal Democrats and Black feminists is what you got to worry about right now.
All right. And what y'all think? Everybody else, what's y'all take on that?
Yeah, throw it to Hot Rod. What you got, brother?
What you talking about me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we should be worrying about it. I'm gonna tell you why we should be worrying about it. Not just the Black community, but all of America. This is the problem. And I saw a political pundit explain it like this. You have these people that are sneaking into America that have no skin in the game. Watch this. You have sex in Mexico, get pregnant in Mexico, water break in Mexico, you straddle the fence, and the baby fly out on American soil. Now that's an American baby.
It is crazy.
All right?
Yeah.
Got pregnant, had sex, did everything, water broke in Mexico. Now you get over the pregnancy, or you get over the baby slang out of the womb over to America. Now follow, and I love Mexican women. I love Mexican women. Follow what I'm saying. Watch this. And then that parent that's with that kid, you say, well, we can't separate the mother and the kid. That's inhumane. We can't do that. So they're anchor babies. So it gives that parent a much more likelihood of becoming a citizen now because that baby was born as a citizen. That's what Donald Trump is trying to challenge to say. That's not what, I believe that was the 14th Amendment, where it guaranteed if you're born here that you're a citizen.
That's for us.
No other immigration laws in the world are like that. Just because you're born here, you're a citizen. And I don't even believe that that's what the founders meant. It was talking about slaves that were already here. Not somebody who snuck in illegally, but nonetheless, this is it. You get that person, that baby that's born here. They have no, watch this, they have no loyalty to America. You ask them, if your country fought against El Salvador, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, who would you go for? U.S. or that country? They say, I'll go for that country.
Facts.
They come in, watch this, especially as an adult, speaking a different language. You like different food. You have different values. You don't value freedom, democracy, Christianity. Coming in with a different religion. You don't like hot dogs. You don't like baseball. You don't like football. You like soccer. You're not being ingratiated into how we do things.
Nope.
Okay? So what ends up happening is, right now, America is only 12.5 to 13% Black. You're over 20% Latin now.
Wow.
They're almost doubling us now, which is okay because, look, I like Spanish mommy. That's cool. But I'm saying you should be very afraid because now that they have more voting power, which is okay.
Thanks.
Here's the thing: you're getting people that have no historical skin in the game. Their ancestors did not build anything here. They have different belief systems. They think it's okay. I'm not saying people from Hispanic countries. I'm not saying it. They might think it's okay to rape people.
Yeah.
They might think it's okay for a 50-year-old to sleep with a 14-year-old or 16 when she gets to their quinceañera or whatever it is. They have different ideologies.
That's fact.
Facts.
That's
and
fact.
you begin to mesh, and now America don't look like America anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not, and it's okay when you're letting a certain amount in on your own. $1 million a year, 500,000 on your own. vetting them. Do they want to learn the language? That's why I applaud Ron DeSantis for saying, if you want to get a license here, you need to learn English.
Facts.
Because you coming over here saying, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. Why don't you have my language up here on the wall? Why is my language not here on the wall? Oh, you're so messed up. Whoa, hold on. When I go to another country, by the grace of God, I've traveled to a bunch of countries. Okay? I'm not going over there demanding. I'm happy if somebody speaks my language.
Yeah.
Until I can get acclimated. So yeah, it is affecting black people. It absolutely, and it's affecting white people. It's probably affecting white people more than anything.
You right about that. You right about that because online, you listen to Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes, they claiming the white race is dying out. So they try to say the white race, they want white people to have a lot of babies, and they get crazy. I guess the Spanish population eventually gonna overpopulate, but that's another subject.
All right, so
I want to say this real quick. Watch this, real fast. Watch this. The Muslims are coming to this country sneaking in. Ain't just Hispanic countries. Islam.
Taking over New York.
Follow me. Watch this. They are procreating 3 to 4 times more than us. Okay. Black women staying about the same. White women hardly no babies. They want to have careers.
That's true.
Hispanic women, the same. They're about 2 times more than black women. They're having a lot of babies. It's the Muslim, Middle Eastern immigrants and stuff like that are more so. Next thing you know, the West is now Islamic
Muslim country. Yeah, we had this conversation not long ago. I think me and KT.
Watch this. That's why you see on Facebook and stuff, they're making a huge push. Oh, we're bringing America back under God, one nation under God. Another thing they're making a huge push is anti-abortion. Pushing family now. Not pushing the feminist ideology. They want the family. Why? Because the Muslims are coming and they're going to push those baby out. Y'all can continue. I just wanted to say that.
Excellent point.
That's a great point.
All right, so I agree with some of the points that you made, but I just wanted to remind you that in the Mexican-American War, before that took place, California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, and Oklahoma were all Mexico. That was all Mexico. So with that being said, I do believe the Hispanics do have a little bit of skin in the game whenever it comes to those areas. You know what I'm saying? Because that was Mexico before the war, before the Mexican-American War. That was Mexico.
They got conquered. They got conquered.
No, we sold y'all that land for $15 million.
Yeah, that's some facts about that.
They made a bad deal. I'm sorry, that ain't funny. I apologize. It's a bad deal. Like the Louisiana Purchase was a bad deal, you know.
That's big facts right there, man. That's big facts.
But I understand that. But the way it is now, they sold it. So this is where it's at now. It's European territory. It's like the extension of Rome is over there right now. You're basically under the UK anyway, but they lost that. They lost that battle, man. But right now they're following the guidelines of the USA. They want people to get in here the right way, and you gotta do it the right way, or you gotta go. It's sad.
And just to get on your sexy chocolate brother, you're right. We can't go in Mexico. We can't go in nobody's country and get free stamps, food stamps. Ain't nobody renting no hotels. Now, what make me upset is the Democrats tell our women to have abortions to keep us out, the black men out the household. You don't need him. You can get your education good and your good career. You don't need him. But then we'll turn around and have those same women protest and fight for a bunch of illegals to keep their children safe and sound that we got to use our taxpaying money for, and they men in the house. What kind of crap is that, y'all? That ain't right. Yeah,
Right.
and my thing is, if you're not from this country, you should not run in office. They should get rid of that lady in
That's true.
Minnesota. Get your tail. We got to tighten up because we can't let everybody over here. Look at how
That's true.
raggedy and wore down this country getting, man.
That's-
Man,
that
this
is
country a third world country. It don't
That's
even
right.
smell the same. People got that musk. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. Man, I got the nigga got the show out tonight. You
Oh,
wanted it, Hollywood. Yeah, man. A lot of these folks that come from here don't take baths. Man, you could go out the door and smell onion powder. Yo, black neighborhood, we don't even have no neighborhoods no more. Man, come on, y'all. We can't go in nobody else's country, y'all, and do what they doing here.
Fact. That's fact.
And if you're not born here, you should not run for office. You can't run for being a president because you're going to always show favoritism to your country. And that's not right. That's why Minnesota was screwed out of billions of dollars, and that woman should go to jail with them Somalis. And I shut up.
It getting hot over there. I thought the hot seat was over with. I think they about to put everybody up under the hot seat.
Yeah, cause Hollywood, think about it. You smell that musk when we can't even buy a store in our community. How you come in our community, be racist, tell the man you can get your people to work the job cheap? Like, I be hearing a lot of stuff, man. And one thing with us, because they use not all our women, but that's how they destroyed us, because anybody with common sense would not vote for their demise. Nobody. If we had black families, Democrats wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be fighting about this right now. Because common sense will tell you we need our families, we need God first, and we should be policing our own community.
That's what I said. We should, but
But a lot of our young boys are LGBT. They coming from some messed up situations. They ain't even got a place to lay their head at. Look at the grandmamas now. The granddad, look at how black men dying. We ain't even lasted. Bro, how many classmates we done lost? Like, we got to talk about it all, y'all. And
somebody wants you to elaborate, brother. Somebody, they ain't picking you out. They say what WEEZO talking about. They say he going off. What? Go ahead and clarify for him, because somehow
Chris Brown.
I feel like this, what the deacon talking about, brother, and whoever asked that is, if you're not from this country, you should not run for office. You should not run. You don't need to be a city council, a mayor, a governor, because you will always show favoritism to where you come from. And what's happening is we got so many people that have come over here. They playing the system. They biased, and they doing a lot of shady things. It's us, our community. We can't even get reparations. But man, when Joe Biden let the floodgates open, look, I ran a couple of sex offender illegal Mexicans out of my neighborhood. They were chasing girls down here naked. So my thing is, how can I make sure that you right, but then I'm around here struggling and starving? Black people need to start loving themselves first. How we hate each other, but we love everybody else in their race. It's not wrong. Nobody else's race will put you first. They're not going to die for you. You need to stop worrying about all these folks and start looking at your children and loving them. You're going to abort your child, but then hold a sign up for somebody else racing their child? What kind of crap that is? They got you saying you don't need us. You don't need no men. You can do it by yourself. Look at how we struggling. Look at how black people are homeless and living in Skid Row and under bridges and everything. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. And we got people that's taking advantage of it. Black politicians, a lot of black pastors, they ain't saying nothing about this. This is why I hate the Democrats and the liberals, because I feel like the police, all this stuff is inclined, because we gonna do crime. When you hungry and poor, you gonna do some crime. Our children ain't just out here doing it because they want to. They ain't got a choice. And we were blessed to come up in our era. But look at how our era is falling down. All this bad food we eating, the cancer we getting. Oh, you can't even eat this food in other countries. So why we got to eat it here? We got to turn the table over, stop being scared, and really speak truth to power and really get this stuff cleaned up. Farrakhan old. Salute the Minister Farrakhan. All our leaders, Jesse Jackson just died. When are we as men? But see, it's hard for us to stand up. When Hollywood Red said I did all that community stuff, my biggest ops was black women. Soon as I said, hey, man, you know, maybe we don't need to sell that weed or go to killing each other. Who you thought they went to cussing me out? Who this Negro think he is with his hypocrite self? See, we have, this is the problem, y'all. They have used so much self-hate on us. So we got to just find like-minded men because all of us ain't gonna make it. I already see that. A lot of people choose to be ignorant and to go off these people's rules. But we got to find like-minded. We don't have time. You know, we got to stop playing. My school ain't gonna be built by the time God and everybody else come back. And that same God that we talk about is the God that they gave us. Why were none of us in church on Sunday? All these races. Think about it. The white man is God. That's our Jesus. He the one tell you what to do. If he wanted to take your life tomorrow as a white police, you can't do nothing about it. Let's call it what it is. This is why it's time for us to get power. Forget that money. You could be rich and sorry and not have no power behind your money. Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent. When are we going to have power behind the money? And it's going to take one of us to die for it because we have been playing around. We let Obama, all these black folks who we thought looked like us, get into positions of power, and he ain't done nothing but made it worse for us. Everything that they knew hurt us, they sat there and they put it in law. The LGBT, this and that crap. What about black men, black children, and women? We ain't got to wear no tea-back and no dress to get some health insurance. Like, let's call it what it is, y'all. We got to stop playing because these folks is not playing with us. Other races are tribal. They looking out for their people. They don't care. You can't get them to come together and vote for you to get food stamps and this and that. They talking trash about us getting reparations, and they not even from here.
I'm gonna have to put the fire siren on her. We'll have to cool you down, brother. You sweating over there. You got all sweating over there. You look like you was running the combine with Rob. Slow down over there, brother.
It's brother rocking. Yeah, because Hollywood, we running out of time. And it's sad, man, because right now I look at our black children. Look at how we don't even speak to each other. Look at how our women used to pray for us, but now they pray on us. This prostitute era, this I need a bag from this Negro. One thing I respect about these illegals and migrants, they women cook for their men. They don't even have to know you. Every Saturday, it's a Hispanic lady that live right next door to me. She cooked for these waste management Hispanic garbage men. I said, man, let me get one of them beefsteaks. She told me, you're not Latino. She said, this is for my people and my men. And I looked at our black sisters across the road, sitting over there gossiping and talking trash, and it made me feel some kind of way. Because I'm saying to myself, why can't y'all look at us like that? You got to start, we gonna
have to reel it in, brother. We gonna reel it in.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother. Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
brother. You gave a salute to everybody on the planet. I don't think you left. No, I don't think it was. It was all casualties, brother. But
hey, my phone died and came back on. He still was going.
Deke had a laundry list that he had to get rid of. And so, shout out to Deke, man. But the important thing that I think that, you know, we went into a lot of angles, and as I said before we got started in this conversation, this conversation has legs, so it can go into a lot of directions. I shout out and salute to our guest, Hot Rod, Hwrs. And one thing that I told him before we got online, I told him, I said, man, you know, I see how he stands on his principles. Whether or not somebody can agree with somebody all the time, that's no such thing as that. I don't even agree with myself all the time. Sometimes I got something that I want to do on my body, say I don't feel like doing it. I'm disagreeing with myself because I know I got something that I need to do. So how I'm gonna agree with everybody else? That just is unrealistic. And so to see somebody stand on their principles and not only preach to you, but the same message they've been preaching to themselves, I think is very seldom. It's rare. There ain't too many people living by the code that they say. That's why cap is always is so overused now. Everybody capping. And so to have somebody that's come to the table that stands on his principles, I appreciate that. There's always space for that. Everybody in here doing that, for the right or wrong. Even with Deke, you might not like what Deke say, but Deke, he got that stuff printed on his wall. He got it printed on the ceiling too. You just see the fan right now, but what he say, he believe that. And that's why I ain't got nothing but the respect for somebody who stand on what they say. That is the difference between us as men versus us as children. When I was young, I don't know if y'all did it, but the one who was yelling the loudest was the one who won the argument. Like, man, we too grown for that. It ain't about that no more. It's about educating while we're listening, learning. You can't listen if you're always talking, and vice versa. So you got to be quiet sometimes and listening, and sometimes it's time to stand on that soapbox and really enunciate what you're saying. Let people understand. So I got to say, I went around the world and back with that, but I want to just give a shout out to my host that's in here tonight. Shout out to Deacon WEEZO. Shout out to Faceless and AKA Voiceless MC over there.
Yo.
AKA KT. And, shout out to Will I Am, aka Big Willie, Willie Bama. By next week he gonna have another name, so all you know is gonna be a play on Will something.
Hollywood, I got one last question, man. I know you trying to
what you got, brother? What you got?
Just for my brother, y'all more heavily Christian than I am. So with all this ICE stuff, how would Jesus feel about what's going on? I want to tie into that. As y'all being God-fearing man, how y'all feel God feel about us getting rid of people, sending people back home, and this and that? Is this something God would approve of, or God goes by the law? I just want to ask y'all opinion on it, because y'all more into it than I am.
I'm gonna let Rod touch that while I go get some hot gloves. Then I'll be back.
Yeah, I got to have you, Rod, brother. Yes, sir. I got to say something on that. God dang it.
Go ahead, Rod.
Rod, what you got, brother?
Man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because the Bible, it wants us to accept. The Bible talks about the law, accepting aliens, people that come from other places and treating them good and treating them fair. And it also talked about the poor. God made provision in the law for poor people. Like you went out in the field and you got all the crops, and you dropped some grapes. Said, don't go back again and look over it the second time to pick up the grapes. Let the poor people come in and pick that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
So God was always thinking about the poor, people traveling from other countries. He says, because you were once a foreigner in the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always so gracious and merciful towards them,
Mm-hmm.
And but they had to come in and live according to God's rules and God's ways. And that is the thing. A lot of these people are coming obviously illegally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also they don't want to acclimate to what we do here in this country. Our laws, God's laws, God's ways, his religion. So it's tough. A part of me, man, I really feel like Jesus would want a lot of these people to stay.
Yeah.
He would support ICE and he would support the state, but he'd be also pushing for the grace and mercy to get as many people as he can to have citizenship. Because God loves people.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants the good. He just wants the good ones, the ones that are going to do right. He wants those people to come. See what I mean? So I know that's kind of like a mix. So you keep upholding we want aliens to come here who are fleeing from persecution. That was in his heart. That's clear in the old covenant.
Mm-hmm.
He also wants them to come and live by what we believe in, our code. They couldn't come from these other nations with the Assyrian gods and the god of Diana and all these false gods and think they're going to come here and set up temples here, like the Muslims are and the Somalis and all these different people. No. So we need to come here and get what we need. Also, but then I moved it to where he said Jesus. I just think he would be pushing to people to obey. Yeah. But if he could, he was trying to get them away that they could stay here. So God will never. This one thing I said, guys. Well, this one thing I want to pull this verse up real quick, and I'll let you. Let me see if I got it up here. He says, "Watch this." In Romans, he says, "Everyone must submit themselves to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has established. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves." If you cross the border illegally and you get put into a little concentration camp and sent back, you brought judgment on yourself. Because he established ICE. Watch this. "For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from the one in authority? Then do what is right and he will commend you. For the one in authority is God's servant for your good. If you do wrong, be afraid. For rulers do not bear the sword for no reason. They are God's servants, agents of wrath to punish the wrongdoer. Therefore, it is necessary to submit to authorities, not only because of possible punishment, but also as a matter of conscience." So right there, you go to some of these camps, we see it over here on Nico. Yep. They're terrified. It's a big Spanish. Oh man, what is ICE? They're terrified because they're doing wrong. The Bible is telling you, if you do what's right, he's going to commend you. If you, and I understand it's hard to come in the right way. They're in terror and fear because they know they're doing wrong. God's spelling it out for you in the Bible. So Jesus can pray that you get to stay, but he's also going to go tell you to submit to the authority.
Okay. All right. I like that perspective.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up behind that. I mean, you know, I'm gonna just allude. I ain't gonna quote the whole scripture, but I'm gonna use the portion that fits the point of what I'm making. Is that the question you asked KT about would Jesus be happy with what ICE is doing in the United States? That was the question, right?
Yes, sir. In so many words, yes, sir.
So similar as my brother Rod, I'm as much feelings I may have or my wisdom and experience, I humble myself by going back to what God's word said. One thing he said is that when it came time for monetarial stuff, he said, give Caesar what is Caesar's. That to me shows that God honors the law, because he also said that I did not come to abolish the law. I came to fulfill it. When everybody thought he was going to come there and just rearrange the whole, the Roman system, he came there and he showed that there was still a level of honoring authority. And on the flip side of that is that, when you're talking about the Egyptians, when they were leaving Pharaoh, all that time that they were under bondage, and these were God's people. Now look at Moses. Look at Moses, who turns out to be a notable figure in the Bible and leading the Egyptians to somewhat of a prosperity. Moses killed the man and thought he was doing it in the name of Jesus because he didn't like how that guy was policing. Let's just say that, for lack of better words, because he was using the slaves in order to get work done. He beating the hell out of this guy, and Moses got convicted and thought that was what God was telling him to do. Well, I don't know if you agree or not, but if Moses had to go out in the wilderness for years, he ran away from all of the blessings that he had. thinking that he had to that the best way to rectify this situation, and he had a position. He could have went around that another way, but he chose to go with it as a to be reactive instead of being proactive. He hit the guy, killed him, and knew that was gonna cause a problem because he's not naturally born. He wasn't born as the same bloodline as Pharaoh. So he fled. He was scared. So you know, those just kind of touch on how I would think God is looking at things, is that he doesn't want us to not be disciplined. So authority has its purpose. Authority has its reason. I do think that God tells us to discern spirits that's around us. So even when there are the people who are given authority, that's why the Bible says to study and show yourself approved. That you know that you need to understand what's going on, whether it be the Bible or whether it be the law. I'm not gonna go out there in them streets and try to be the street attorney, knowing that all I can go by is what I saw on Facebook. All I saw is what they done put on something that's viral versus me going in there and actually learning the laws. And even to this point, I have not studied the laws like somebody who really, you know, is trying to go past the bar. I know it enough for me to get from A to Z, which still isn't enough. But I'm not out here trying to break laws either. But that's you know, it's a slippery slope, because you can ignorantly break laws and not know it. And so that's where, you know, I expect God's grace and mercy to catch me in them areas that I'm still, you know, not all the way where I need to be. I'm thankfully that God meets me where I'm at. But that don't mean that that's going to eliminate some bumps and bruises and going over speed bumps, learning lessons that come along with it. So my opinion on ISIS as a whole is that I believe that they're necessary. I believe that we do have to have a control over who comes to this country and who is going to be upstanding citizens that's in this country. That it's not about their religion anymore. It's not about where they came from anymore. It's where you're at. And where you at is a place that is still a Christian country. It's still a place that's a democratic society. So we have to conduct ourselves in that way. And so if I'm going to align it with my faith and my Bible, that's where I'm going to tell myself. That's what I'm gonna tell my family, and I'm gonna strive in order to stay within those guidelines. But that's a tough one. I don't know if I even totally was able to answer that. I was hoping Reverend Reezy was gonna be able to fill it in where I didn't.
I had to put y'all to that fire, man, because like I said, I know Jesus is a loving man. So go ahead, WEEZO.
Hey, and another thing too. Yes, sir. We also got to ask this question: what about will God be happy if I'm a Democrat and I'm Christian? Like, how can I be both when I know that killing my baby, aborting it, is wrong? You asked about God being happy with ICE. How would he feel? But let's get deep with it. You know, yes, sir. So would God be? What would he say though if I aborted my baby and I'm a Christian? What would he say if I'm living an LGBT lifestyle, but I'm a Christian?
He wouldn't agree with it.
Because we got, and that's what I'm saying. You got to follow the rules of the land. Every country has borders. If you could come over here, get food stamps, welfare, we should be able to come to your country and get the same. It's
but hold on, but WEEZO,
yes, sir.
But some of these people are coming. They running from trouble in their countries. That's what a lot of people forget. They not coming here because they want to be here. They in countries was filled with gang violence, and they ain't got nothing. Okay. They trying to get a better life for their children, and I think they have the right to do it. But they got to do it the right way. They got to do it the right way. I agree with that part. They got to do it the right way.
But another thing, and let's go deep with that.
They can't wait.
If they could come over here and help build up the country that our ancestors already built, they should be able to do it in their country. Stop fleeing from your country, especially you grown men.
They don't have the resources, man.
But brother, everything. If they want freedom, if they want the rights, you got to fight. We still fighting. We ain't even there yet.
No.
So how can we be happy with everybody else replacing us and because they people and this and that? We don't have time to worry about them. We got black kids dying every day behind crime.
Well, let me tell you something.
Worry about us. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something.
This worry about us.
This the hardcore truth nobody want to talk about. They got those people to finish building the rest of this country. They don't need them no more. They trying to send them back. Those people built the whole Sarasota. What are we talking about? They built the whole downtown Sarasota. All of them. Now they don't want them no more. They want to send them back home. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game, y'all.
But
it's a dirty game.
And you know what though, big bro? A lot of us Americans are going right behind the migrants. They don't, just because they did it fast don't mean that they did it good. Them houses that they threw up in 5 minutes, the foundation tearing up, the plumbing blowing in well. Like, let's call everything out. Yeah, like we gotta. Yes, sir. No, go ahead, y'all. Yeah, like
fellas, it has. We are ringing the bell. It is the 12th round.
Let's go. All right, man.
And we have not this subject out. I want to salute all the fellas that's in here.
Boy, hey, you wanted that fire.
Hot Rod, we're going to get you back here again.
I love it.
Amen. Sounds good.
Yeah, I like Rod. Good people, man.
Real quick, and I know I asked you this question this week, but I just want to put it on. I just want to put it on wax. You know, so shout out to Hot Rod. He was his Super Bowl champion with the Saints, and you know we just getting past the Super Bowl, and it's been a lot of controversy since now we speaking on the relations between the Hispanics and blacks in America and the impressions that we're leaving with our different cultures. And the Super Bowl, for anybody who didn't know, you know, the halftime was a bunch of songs that didn't have no English. Let's just say that. So
I wasn't a fan.
For football being an American sport, and we ain't talking about football, soccer football. This is football. As you said, the numbers of Hispanics are rising, and now, you know, it's changing things. It's changing, you know, the players, you know, because we got more Hispanics playing sports that they wasn't normal playing. Like for basketball, you see more Hispanics playing basketball, and so even in football, we've had Hispanics, but I still understand that I'm in America. If I'm in America, English speaking. Regardless of all the cultures that we want to give honor to, I think that there is a breach. There's a disconnect when we're putting entertainment on a broad spectrum like that the culture can't feel. Now, what is the culture? The American culture is what I'm going to say to that. So I think a lot of people have a problem with that. And I saw that on Facebook. That, you know, there was people that I knew they couldn't understand them words if they went to had Spanish back in high school. I'm 45 years old now. So what is it doing for you other than entertainment? You know, and so, but I think it's bigger than that. I think it's a lot bigger agenda going on. We know Jay-Z is behind the music, and I don't want to get that far into it. But what I am saying is that because we're seeing you know, entertainment expand in so many ways by either the influences of LGBT culture or either with the diverse different music that we have now that's becoming more popular. Is it appropriate though to do it on a platform like the Super Bowl when I know over half of the consumers are speaking English? Does that cause a disconnect?
No, it's not appropriate. It's 1,000,000% not appropriate. And it kind of goes back to what we were saying. What we were saying before is a lot of people don't know this, but we all know we speak English in this country, right? We speak English.
Right.
America never had an official language. Last year, Trump designated English as the official language.
Wow, never knew that.
Right? Look it up. So, with that being said, but that's another one of those pushes that they're doing. So, when DeSantis says you have to be able to know how to speak English in order to take this driver's license test, these are small, micro, moves that they're making to hold that line of what it means to be an American, right? What it means in this culture. I'm sure I've never heard of I've heard Bad Bunny before. I've never heard his music. I mean, I've heard it. I don't know any of his songs. I don't listen to it or whatever. But I just heard he was a Spanish dude who's gonna be twerking around the stage in a thong and he's gay. And that was enough to tell me I don't need to tune in at all. So I didn't. But nonetheless, though, it was a political move to do that in all Spanish. It's a statement. And it's not about being against Spanish or any type of thing, but I do believe there's a political move. There's a statement where it's almost like that's the homosexual agenda. And I'm not comparing Latin to gay, because one's a sin, one's a race. But I will say this: gay people are not happy with just the right to be gay, right? They want you to be gay too. Facts. You understand?
Wow.
It's more of a political push. They can't just sit there. They can't make you gay. Well, they want to give your children the option to be gay.
Facts.
So
they need acceptance. They need acceptance.
So when you have these things, even like Islam, it's gonna happen again with Islam. I mean, an example. The mayor of New York, he just got sworn in, the new mayor of New York. We all know we put our hand on the Bible. He put his hand on the Quran. Now you can say, "Oh, that's fair, right? That's fair, right? You can't be mad at them, right?" But these are political pushes, man.
That's true.
That are shifting the culture, and white people are panicking. Black people are like, they don't realize we're about to get overtaken.
Facts.
I'm gonna tell you real one. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. I'm not racist, but I will say this. I do believe, generally speaking, God does give. This is my personal belief. You're not gonna find this in the Bible, but I believe God graces certain races with certain giftings, right? With certain gifts. Now you have all this sexual mixing and all these mixed babies, right? Mixed babies are cool. I got 30-something in my family. My brother got 6 babies. That's fine. But black people are not the leaders in intelligence in our country. Not the leaders in business, not leaders in academics. Really, the only thing you've been leading is sports and academics. But now you're mating with people that are of other races, and that next generation, they're less likely to mate with another black person. Now they got your athletic team. And you stupid.
That's bingo.
And you ain't got no business. Like Wayne was talking earlier, you about to be extinct.
That's
why they already blowing you out business-wise. They're already blowing you out academically. Now they're going to compete you athletically. It's going to be over. White people are the only people, and I love white folks. I don't have a problem with it. They're the only ones that recognize it and stuff and make these little political statements like, hold on. You're not going to dictate to us the pace in which you grow. We're going to dictate to you. And that's what we see. That's how this all ties into this whole ice in the border. The bad money.
Rod, you made a great point with that, because if you notice the NBA, they pushing European players to be the front. They doing Luka Doncic, the wing guy. They pushing these guys as the superstars. They're not pushing the American guys no more as the front runners of the NBA.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's what they doing now. They try to go all European. They Anthony Edwards, them guys, they Black Americans, they ain't even pushing them no more. They trying to go all European on us. And they even changing the rules to fit the European basketball players.
They're doing that for a while. That Euro step, the moment that
Yep.
they did Euro step, you seen where it was going.
So when LeBron gone, it will be a whole European guy from Paris running the whole NBA show. You made a great point with that. I didn't understand that till you just broke that down. That's good. That's good.
That's why we gotta have Hwrs back on the show. He already told us that he got a 5-show minimum, so we gonna space him out. We salute you, my brother. We salute you. I salute you. Everybody salute you. Appreciate all the viewers, all the comments, and y'all know where to find us, man. The STRATEGIZENetwork.com, the Hollywood Red Show. Shout out to Deacon WEEZO, who already with the hot seat.
Yes, sir, WEEZO.
Shout out to KT Cruiser.
Yes, sir, man.
Keep it trending. We still trying to figure out what Willie doing over there, because he do need to earn his meals over here. So we working on Willie Bama. He getting us the factoids and telling us what the ears to the streets talking about. But we salute my partner too.
That was a good show tonight. I like
it. And Hollywood, real quick, can you let Hot Rod know if he need me on his Facebook, if he ever want to go live or he need me to come talk with him or whatever, let me know.
He hear you, brother.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen you on Facebook before somewhere.
No,
I done seen you. I don't know if I met you in person, but yeah.
There's Manatee County in the building.
Okay, yes, sir.
Hot Rod is also an entrepreneur. He has his own HVAC company. See, this is one thing that people ain't talking about. See, when he done totally transitioned from football, and like he said, us black people are not the smartest people in the room, because we not just using our physicality. We're limited to what we look like and what we smell like and what we feel like. Guys like this, that's why he can speak from a perspective of not just feelings. So if your feelings got hurt, the disclaimer was in there in the beginning, because I know Deke stepped all over y'all feelings. So he did. I think he took his shoes off before he started stepping on people's feelings. So it shouldn't have been as hard when he wearing them work boots.
Rod, one of the good guys, man. He always been
I try to be.
Man. But hey, one more thing, cause my phone had heated. I gotta say this before we hang up, bro. The starting quarterback for the Lions, he got robbed a couple of times for like $100.
Oh yeah, I see it. He went and go back and get his stuff.
And kidnap those people. What are we doing, man? You're a millionaire. What are you doing, dude? Like they say, you can take a brother out the hood, but you can take the hood out the brother.
You're tuned in.
Hey,
You're tuned in to the one and only, the STRATEGIZE.